The Merc with the Mouth is about to take on the entire Marvel Universe. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to Panel to Panel here on Comic Universe, the only nerd-centric thing you need on your life. And today we're going to be talking about, since a certain Merc with a Mouth is getting a sequel to a movie, we are going to be talking about a comic of his by the name of Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe, because that could actually happen on the big screen.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this could actually happen. Now, honestly, this is actually the first Deadpool comic I ever owned, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's because DPZ is such a Deadpool fan. Fun fact, Deadpool's not my favorite Marvel character. The name just sounded really cool.
We just had this conversation. It says he has a hard time selling me on that.
I swear to God, Deadpool is like not even top 10. The name just sounded cool in my head, and it stuck.
And fun fact, in comic form, not a fan at all. Actually, don't like him. Don't care to like him. But the movie is fantastic, and I am a champion for the movie. I guess just because of how faithful it is my real connection to the movie. But
yeah. So this comic is actually not so much a Deadpool, but it was a Cable and Deadpool comic.
Right.
But at the time, Cable had died, and these were the last few issues of the air quote died, because the first time a character's died and come back. In fact,
he even mentions it in the beginning. He's like, how are they gonna retcon this? Are you gonna come back through time or a clone? However it is, they decide to bring you back.
Yeah. So this is the first thing, is that this is a Cable and Deadpool comic that sells itself as a Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe, when really it's Deadpool teaming up with other Marvel characters. Well, if you thought it was just Deadpool taking on Marvel characters and not know anything about anything prior with Cable and Deadpool, you're gonna get lost as hell.
Right. And it's funny because they kind of run with the whole versus the universe, if you will, with a couple of other characters, and those are actually done a little differently. Those are more so them versus...
Which, funny enough, Wolverine is the first team up, and obviously that is a little versus the Marvel Universe.
It's a little more authentic to the title opposed to this.
Yeah.
As someone who's truly... He's more of a fan than I am, trust me on this. He's probably at the bottom of if we were to list every character that's ever been created, I know it's crazy, but considering his popularity, he's down near the bottom for me. But overall, it was okay. It wasn't a bad read. I did chuckle a couple of times, and
it's actually from someone who gets the character.
Yeah.
It's Fabian Chiesa who did the Cable and Deadpool run. He did in the 90s Deadpool comics as well as Cable.
Right.
So Fabian knows how to write this character, but I wouldn't say, like, if you're looking for Deadpool comics, this is not a good place to start. I would say, like, the beginning of the Cable and Deadpool run.
Right.
But if you want to look for, like, really good Deadpool comics for Deadpool and Deadpool 2, watch those back to back, would be, I would say, Daniel Way run sucks. Everything Daniel Way writes is either mediocre or bad. That's the only two ways you get it with him. But I would say the best ones would be the Joe Casey run and the Gail Simone run.
Gail Simone, I was just going to say, is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, he has his moments, and he's...
Not Joe Casey, Joe Kelly, sorry.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I just didn't correct you for some reason. Could be because I'm exhausted. Especially after Infinity War, man. I'm still mind blown. But anyway, this book, it's not bad. It's okay. It is definitely, you get the feeling of Deadpool. Some of the art is good. Some of the art is...
a little cartoony. It's a little... And I understand it's supposed to be like Deadpool's like that sometimes, but this is a little too cartoony at times.
Right. It is literally like watching something on the Disney Channel or Cartoon Network. And again, that's his thing. It's acceptable with his comics, so sometimes it's okay. I don't know, just with me, sometimes it's so funny that a lot of people's gripes about the MCU... You know, how like every serious moment is followed up with a stupid one-liner or a quip or a quote or a joke, or just taking everything back, retreating from the moment or the scene they just set up. I mean, Deadpool being one of their most popular characters, he's constantly doing that. Almost every panel, he could do that to the scene. And so it does boggle my mind, really, that how popular of a character he gets to be, and that he is. I get it. He's a cool, teleporting, wisecracking, kind of looks like Spider-Man. You know, I get it. He's a ninja. He's awesome in that regard.
Yeah.
And when he's taken more seriously, I do like him. It's just all the fourth wall breaking kind of gets redundant. And
it's also to note that this is post-Civil War, so you've got the Fantastic... And there's a neat little team up between the classic Fantastic Four and the quote-unquote new Fantastic Four when Storm and Black Panther were on the team. And that was actually a really cool storyline. Because they actually went to the Marvel Zombie universe for a bit. There's also Captain... He time travels back to meet Captain America in the 40s, and there's a part of him who's like, I don't want to tell him he died in the future. And we also get like one of Deadpool's best side characters, Bob.
That's probably I was gonna say that's probably the best thing about it. This is if you don't get a lot of Bob and you want more Bob, this is a good Bob.
There's a lot of
Bobs.
A lot of Bob.
Now, if your favorite Bob is Saget, he's not in this, but Hydra Bob is definitely here.
Yeah, I think honestly, thinking back on it, I think when the guy Deadpool ran into at the movie named Bob, I think that was a reference to this Bob.
I'm pretty sure, definitely. But you know, guys, this is if you're a Deadpool fan, check it out.
But keep in mind, if you're looking for Deadpool stuff,
yeah,
don't start with this.
This is not
like
a
I
start.
did.
Yeah, this is not a start. I could see you being like, what? Because even I mentioned, because clearly I'm not the biggest Deadpool guy. There was a couple. Like, I caught on that he was obviously time traveling. I was like, but the one with Captain America, it just seemed out of place. It just wasn't my thing. I was like, he's running around with Bucky as a 13-year-old. I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. But it's not bad.
Also, can we stop something, by the way, Marvel? Because you do this every time with Deadpool. Stop giving him symbiotes. Every storyline where he's involved, where he has symbiotes in it, he gets possessed by the symbiote at some point. This happens constantly, and I know it's for the green.
And Funko can make a pop figure of it. That's another reason now. At least now, that's why they'll do it.
But that happens every time. But this was actually, I think, arguably the first time this happened. It only happens for like a few seconds. But from then on, whatever...
Well, now that it is retcon that the symbiote initially was on him, right? That's what made it crazy.
Yeah. Oh, God, that pissed me off.
So, I mean, to some degree it makes sense, but it does kind of piss me off. But, although there is a pretty awesome symbiote pterodactyl looking thing. That's really epic. It's funny enough you're right there too.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool, like imagery to kind of see all of that. That's pretty dope. Especially if you're a fan, like of Old Man Logan with the T-Rex, the Venom T-Rex.
Yeah.
Kind of brings you a little bit back to that. It's kind of cool.
Which is actually, it's kind of funny because, like, I didn't realize this, but you could argue we could have done this in honor of Jurassic Park. Or Jurassic World, whatever the fuck.
I refuse to. I'll call it that in recognition, but it's still Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, decent comic. I know it's not. This isn't a long review, but there's not a lot to really dive into.
Yeah, it is kind of. It's basically him bouncing around, dealing with different issues and teaming with different people in the Marvel universe. As a Wolverine fan, first part awesome. I got to see Wolverine cut his head off. I even mentioned to my wife, I was like, maybe I should get this tattooed on me. Just to see my favorite character chopping up one of my least favorite characters. And there's another cool scene when Venom, it's funny enough I said Venom, but Deadpool he's fighting him again and he just won't shut up. And he's like, shut the hell up. And he like stabs him right in the chest and the arms. And I'm just like, yeah. I was all into that part. I was like, get him. But in all honesty, if you're a Deadpool fan, this is a pickup. If you're into that run, this is a pickup. If you're a newbie, this is a pass because it's not for you yet. And if you're not a fan, it just depends on if you just want some quirkiness in your life.
Yeah, because every issue ends, you can almost hear the Looney Tunes end theme at the end.
But no.
That's all, folks. That's how every issue ends with this comic, is that you can almost hear that theme. But yeah, I'm with Dubs here. I think that this is probably maybe a borrow.
Yeah, borrow. I would say that's what I did. I borrowed it from him. But I will say this: if you're getting ready to jump on the hype train as well as we are. Deadpool 2 is getting ready to come out. Looks fantastic. Looks good.
And we'll probably do some more Deadpool.
And I'm still, again, I'm not a fan, but if I get to see Deadpool ride Juggernaut in the next movie, and I've already seen Infinity War, I will go on record to saying that might be the greatest cinematography I've ever seen in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
But let them know what we're getting next week.
Next week we're going back to DC finally.
Yes.
Although we had that with He-Man and Thundercats technically, but whatever. We're going to do some villain stuff. We started with some villain stuff. Now we're going back to the villain stuff with Penguin, Pain, and Prejudice. Yeah, we're talking about my favorite Batman villain next week.
I was just going to say, it's your favorite. It's your boy.
And I'm going to explain why in that review of why he's my favorite Batman villain.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you've already read Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe, let us know what you thought. If we're just not connecting, let us know what it is. If you're a fan of Deadpool, what is it that gives you that thing? What is the X factor that maybe we're just missing it? And I'll tell you right now, a big part of it for me, not just the fourth wall breaking and everything, it's when I go to a con and I get it, they're in character, but that doesn't give you the right to be a complete ass clown or an ass hat or just a jerk in general. I'm not above punching you square in the face if you're dressed as Deadpool and you're trying to act a fool in front of me. I'm just telling you that now. It's happened once. It's actually happened twice. I tripped one and punched the other dude in the face. Just because you're dressed as Deadpool, you're not Deadpool.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a license to be a dick.
Yeah, you do feel pain, and you can get hurt, and you're going to cross the wrong person, you know. So just have fun, be in character, just be mindful of what it is that you're doing, you know. Because his fans can really piss me off.
Yeah.
All right, so for his fans, I want to know what you guys, why do you like him? Tell me, what is it I'm not getting? Because in aesthetics, he should be one of my favorites, especially since he's kind of Wolverine.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to have to say about this. And once again, see you once more in the universe.